We've all been there. You're having a perfectly okay day, or maybe you're going through a tough breakup. And what do? You put on the saddest, most soul-crushing playlist you can find. You voluntarily subject yourself to emotional devastation. But here's the weird part. It feels good. In real life, sadness is terrible. It's an evolutionary signal that something is wrong. You lost your job, your partner left you, or you dropped your ice cream. We are biologically wired to avoid it. Yet, when it comes to art and music, we actively seek it out. Philosophers call this the tragedy paradox. Why do we enjoy feeling miserable when it's set to a slow tempo and a minor key? Let's start with the biology. For a long time, scientists thought they had a neat hormonal explanation for this. It was called the prolactin theory. Prolactin is a hormone usually released when we cry or experience grief. It's basically the brain's way of giving you a chemical hug. It consoles you. The theory was that sad music tricks your brain into thinking you've experienced a real trauma. Your brain panics, releases a flood of comforting prolactin, but then realizes, oh wait, it's just Adele. Since there's no actual trauma to deal with, you're just left with the warm, comforting effects of the hormone. It sounds perfect, right? Well, recently, the guy who came up with the theory, David Huron, actually came out and said, yeah, I was wrong. Subsequent tests showed that sad music doesn't actually spike prolactin levels. Science is fun like that. So if it's not a hormonal glitch, what is it? It turns out the people who enjoy sad music the most tend to score very high in a specific personality trait, empathy. When highly empathetic people listen to sad music, their brains light up in areas associated with emotional regulation and understanding others. They aren't just hearing notes, they are resonating with the pain of the artist. This profound feeling of being moved is sometimes referred to by the Sanskrit term kamamutta, which means moved by love. It's that feeling of chills, goosebumps, and a warmth in your chest. Sad music acts as a social surrogate. It's like an imaginary friend who understands exactly what you're going through. It reminds us that suffering is a universal human experience. You aren't alone in your pain because someone else felt it deeply enough to write a song about it, and millions of others are listening to it right now. Another psychological theory suggests that sad music is basically an emotional gym. It provides a safe, controlled environment to practice feeling sad. When you listen to a tragic ballad, you get to explore the depths of sorrow without any of the real-world consequences. Nobody actually died. You didn't actually lose your job. It's simulated sadness. By practicing in this safe space, we learn how to process negative emotions, build resilience, and gain perspective. We are essentially training our emotional immune system for when real tragedy inevitably strikes. Finally, we can't ignore the simplest explanation. Sad music is often just incredibly beautiful. We don't always listen to it to feel sad. Often, we listen to it to feel nostalgic, to reflect on our lives, or simply to appreciate the aesthetic beauty of the composition. The tragedy paradox isn't really a paradox at all. We aren't seeking misery. We are seeking connection, understanding, and beauty. Sad music takes the messy, painful, chaotic parts of human existence and organizes them into something meaningful. So, the next time you find yourself staring out a rainy window, listening to the most depressing song on your phone? Don't worry, your brain isn't broken. You're just experiencing what it means to be human. Thanks for watching.